More expensive than diamonds, more valuable than gold, this Iberian ham is aged for 5 years. If you want to buy it, you need to place an order in advance. The reason Iberian ham is favored by elites worldwide is its distinctive red and white marbled pattern and smooth texture. At the same time, elites can also experience the unique flavor in its meat. Each Iberian ham comes with a unique code, providing information about its origin, producer, and the supplier of the pigs that produce this ham. The pigs that produce this Iberian ham are raised in the oak forests of Spain. Every October, purebred local black pigs are led into vast oak forests. In these dense oak forests, the black pigs roam freely and build their strength. When thirsty, they drink mountain spring water. When hungry, they eat acorns. The black pigs eat 10 kilograms of acorns daily, creating a unique flavor in the meat. The fat content decreases significantly, and the meat becomes tender. In addition to the unique meat, the complex production process contributes to its high price. The pigs are massaged on the hind legs and then cured with fresh sea salt for 7 to 15 days to achieve the best quality. The temperature of 0 to 3 degrees Celsius during curing prevents mold and allows orderly evaporation. After washing off the salt, the ham is left in a ventilated area for 6 to 9 months. Workers monitor continuously to create its unique flavor. The monitoring relies entirely on workers' experience without technical equipment. The drying process spans seasons, with temperature changes altering protein and fat, creating a unique flavor. At this point, the ham will slowly develop mold. This type of mold enhances the oak flavor in the ham. The ham will be stored in a cellar with a stable temperature for 3 to 5 years, much like aged wine. Finally, after inspection and sampling, based on characteristics such as flavor and meat texture, the ham will be valued. What looks like a log is actually tuna. This is a tuna processing factory in South Korea, where they process over 20 tons of frozen tuna daily and ship it worldwide. Most of the tuna we eat daily is processed this way. To maintain freshness, the tuna is stored in a cold storage facility at -55 degrees Celsius after processing. Workers use forklifts to bring the rock-hard tuna blocks and place them on the production line. The worker uses a cutting machine to remove the tuna tail, then soaks it in hot water to thaw. After cutting the tail, they push the tuna to the next worker on the line with their foot. The next worker sorts the tuna based on the color and quality of the meat at the tail, classifying it into grades B, C, and D. Since the price of each tuna grade differs, workers use forklifts to transport them to different lines. After removing the head, they cut the tuna along the backbone into 4 large parts. Next, they remove the top backbone and move on to the next stage. The worker holds the tuna and feeds it into a grinder to smooth the surface, gradually removing the tough, inedible skin. The leftover parts, after scraping, are not wasted. They are used to make cat food. Then, workers continue grinding the darker parts of the fish to reduce the fishy smell. Once the perfect tuna pieces are ready, workers proceed to the final cutting stage. They cut the large tuna pieces into smaller blocks of the required length, then transfer the different parts to different production lines. Workers cut the tuna into 2-centimeter blocks for easier packaging and sales. The blocks are conveyed to the packaging station, where workers sort and place them into foam boxes for freshness. Korea-style dumplings are gaining global fame. Today, let's explore how they are mass-produced.
This is a frozen dumpling factory in Korea, producing up to 3 million pieces daily. The two main flavors are tofu pork and Korean-style kimchi. They separate the white base from the green leaves, remove tough leaves, and send them to an automatic washing tank.
Air-bubbled water cleans off pesticides and dirt from the scallions. Then, they are rinsed in ice water, placed in plastic containers, and sent on a conveyor to the cutter, where they are sliced into thin strips. Workers refill the washing tank with clean water, then place peeled onions in for cleaning. Each onion is inspected to ensure the base is thoroughly cleaned. The onions are placed in a round grinder to be crushed. After just one rotation, the onions are fully mashed, saving time and effort. The mashed onions, scallions, minced garlic, and chives are mixed in a proportioned container. The container is sealed and set aside for later use. Workers take fresh pork thigh, make a few cuts for easy grinding, and place it in the filling container. Then they add pork fat to enhance smoothness, and the mixture is ground in the meat grinder. 3 large blocks of tofu, a special type beloved by Koreans, are added. Finally, the filling is placed in the mixer, seasoning and soy sauce are added, and mixing begins. After mixing the seasoning, the vegetable mixture is added and combined. The tofu pork dumpling filling is ready. Meanwhile, workers pour flour into an automatic sifting machine, removing clumps and creating fine flour. The flour is then transferred to a dough mixer, with potato starch added to enhance the dough's elasticity. Water is added, and the machine automatically mixes the dough, forming clumps of various sizes. It then flips and dumps the dough onto the conveyor below. The other end of the conveyor connects to the first dough roller. The dough slowly falls into the machine, forming a thick sheet. The sheet is passed through the second and third rollers by workers. After 6 passes, the dough sheet becomes smooth and ready for the dumpling wrapper. The worker places one end of the dough wrapper on a stainless steel rolling shaft. As the dough wraps around, the shaft gradually forms larger rolls. Finally, the dough is cut and fed into the dumpling making machine. The machine automatically wraps the dumplings. First, it cuts the dough into circles and places them on the mold. As the mold rotates, the filling is pumped into the center of the dough. Then, the machine seals the edges to complete the process. The machine automatically pushes the dumplings onto the conveyor belt. A flipping shield ensures the dumplings are neatly arranged and transferred to the conveyor. The conveyor moves the dumplings to the other end, then returns, placing each row of dumplings into plastic trays below. The arrangement keeps the dumplings from sticking to the trays or each other. Then, they are steamed instantly in a machine using 180-degree steam. After steaming, the dumplings look delicious and appealing. Then they are chilled at -24°C. This process helps eliminate bacteria and extends shelf life, while also reducing the time needed for reheating. Next, the frozen dumplings are placed into an automatic packing machine. The machine divides them into portions and places them into pouches. It automatically opens the pouch and fills it with dumplings. Next, the machine seals the pouch and checks for metal. A package of frozen tofu and pork dumplings is complete.